Hello everybody, you have tuned in to Eric Jose on Making a Murderer on YouTube. I cover virtually any aspect of making a murderer. I go over the evidence, the documents, the photos. So if you like, stay tuned, and in the future I'll have many more videos besides the one you're about to see. Hello there folks, how you doing? Okay, so today's going to be a little bit of a follow-up on something we talked about previously. Some of you may remember that Scooby and I did a live recently where we talked about some testing done on Stephen's blood, and we were discussing the 96 blood vial and some testing done in 96 regarding the fingernail scrapings from under Penny Bernson's fingernails and that sort of stuff, and we had a difference in alleles, and so there were some really odd things that we saw in the data, and so Scooby came in with her expertise, her knowledge in this area, and she basically brought in some articles and some things that kind of illustrate that it could just be an accident. Maybe I'm still not swallowing it on the one where the 7 becomes a 12. I'm personally still having a little bit of trouble with that one, but it was, I don't know. It's possible because back in 96, DNA was still kind of in the beginning stages of its infancy, so to speak. So maybe it was a mistake, or something, but there's some interesting things that were going on around the blood vial. And those of you who don't know, there's an interesting Reddit post by Seeking Truth for Good that talks about this whole thing, and conversation continued, and so they found these records of the appeal from back then in 1996. It was found in this law library. Somebody got a link from the Wisconsin Department of Justice, got a link to this law library where they could look at these documents from these appeals and stuff. Well, they started uncovering things like Stephen's blood vial came from Kettle Moraine, which was somewhere where he wasn't even being incarcerated at Kettle Moraine at the time. There's some other things regarding an occasion where they took 6 vials of blood from Gregory Allen, who is the guy who actually raped Penny Bernson. So that was kind of strange and a little bit odd as to why they would be taking that much blood from him. So there's a lot of these weird things happening in terms of this 96 blood vial and everything. Well, after the video that Scooby and I did, they disappeared from the website. You can't find these appeal documents now. They're gone. It's like, that's it. They're gone. It's like, and so that's weird, because I'm going to show you right now an email that was sent to somebody directing them that they could go to this website and view these documents. And then shortly after Scooby and I talk about this, and then shortly after this Reddit post is made, these documents were removed. And you can't find them. You can't search for them anymore. They're gone. They're not there. You would click this link and there would be 4 results that would come up. And now no results come up. It's really strange and odd. So I'm going to show you guys right now the email indicating that these files did exist. They were there. The Wisconsin DOJ was directing somebody to them. But the fact is they are no longer there. So here, let me show you the email. Alright, so this is the email that I was talking about. You can see this is regarding the FOI request, or Freedom of Information request, for appeal 1996 AP003027. Okay, here we go. WisconsinCourts.gov. That's the website where they were asking. Okay, or the institution they were asking. Okay, so here it is. After reviewing your request, I wanted to let you know that the appellant's brief and appendix and respondent's brief and reply brief are all available online at this link. Okay, this link right here, folks. And I originally went to this link from the Reddit post, and I saw 4 results there. You go to this link now, and there's nothing there. You go to this link now, and you get no results. Essentially, It's just not there anymore. The petition for review and any appendix that may have been filed with it is not available online. I will need to have the file pulled from storage to determine if there are appendices for this respondent's brief, reply brief, and petition for review to do all the to determine the page count of these documents. Again, there is a $2.50 retrieval fee to have the file pulled from storage. We can email the documents to you once payment is received. So they're saying all this stuff is available. It's all there. We'll even get the stuff that's not available online, and we'll make copies and get it to you and email it to you and all that, right? It's all there. It's there. They're saying it's there. They're giving a link for it. It's there and all that. And then suddenly it goes missing after a Reddit post and after Scooby and I talk about it during a live. And I just think that's interesting, So mainly wanted to point this out so that people will see that it absolutely existed. You can't see it now because it's been removed, which is sneaky, dirty deleting, essentially. But this proves it was there. The WisconsinCourts.gov are telling this person that it was here online, right here, available online, and it no longer is. So, all right. That's what's weird. It makes you wonder what was going on with that 96 blood vial to cause this kind of a reaction where they removed the appeal documents from this law library. So, I just find this interesting, and I'm not sure that this is something yet, but it's odd to me. It's strange to me, right? Because there was the DNA discrepancy to begin with that we were talking about upon discovering these documents, right? There was the DNA discrepancy. There was that one allele where it was showing a 7 for Stephen when they tested his blood, apparently from the 96 blood vial. And one allele came up as a 7, okay? But we find out later in the 2005 investigation that at that allele, he doesn't have a 7. He has a 12. And pretty much all the Averys at that same allele, at that same Loki, have the same allele, a 12. So it's odd as hell that there was a 7 there in 96, right? So that's one thing that makes you scratch your head a little bit. But Scooby did explain, okay, it could be lab error, could be a couple different things or whatever that it could be, right? So, okay, fine. We take it with a grain of salt. Then after Scooby and I talk about this, and after there's after we, looked at the Reddit post that was brilliantly done, and we went ahead and we did our little live session talking about it. And suddenly these documents disappear from the law library website. That's weird. That's odd. So I don't know that there's necessarily anything to this yet. But I think there's definitely something odd happening. I mean, why? It's just odd that those would disappear like that. And then, like I said, the weird things that we were finding in there, the odd little oddities we were finding in there, is, was there some games being played back in 96? We already know that Vogel and a fair amount of people already kind of realized and knew it was Gregory Allen. Were they playing some games? Were they trying to keep Stephen in? Or, was there something strange happening? I mean, that's the question. I'm not saying there was, but I'm saying these documents disappearing the way they did after we were discussing them is just a little bit strange to me. So, but I'll leave you guys to use your own judgment, of course. But, it's just a little bit odd to me. So, and maybe they will. I waited a long time to do this video, by the way, folks, because I was wondering if maybe it just got a lot of traffic, and so that part of the site where those documents were crashed or something, right? And that they were going to have to get it back up or whatever. So I waited a little while before I did this video to see if they would reappear, but they didn't. They never did. They never reappeared. So, and maybe they will later. We'll keep checking, obviously. But, it's like I said, it's just a little bit strange that they disappeared after we started talking about it. And you saw the email there. Clearly, these documents were there at one point and were available at one point, but not now. So, I don't know. It's just something interesting to look at, something interesting to ponder, and consider maybe there might be something down that road. And anyway, so for all of you who, didn't know about that or whatever, it's an interesting development. Who knows why they would have taken those off of the website? Like I said, I waited a long time to do this one because I wanted to see if they were going to reappear, if it was just something about too much traffic came through when that Reddit post got made and that it somehow like took it down, right? So that's why I waited a while to see if it would reappear. It just never did. So, all right. If you haven't already, please hit subscribe, and we'll see you.